What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to GmiasWorld, and EA Sports is back at it again. This time they're back to troll 49er fans with the Joe Montana that's probably not going to make a lot of your rosters. Now look, I don't really care for the 49ers as a team. I don't really care about them for rooting for them in real life. That's not my concern. I go straight with Madden and the theme teams. I just root for specific players that I like. I don't really care about anything else as far as, you know, the team is doing this, team's doing that. So for me, it doesn't affect me. But for you die-hard 49er fans that really want a decent card, I'm going to explain to you guys why he's probably not going to work for you. Now look, a lot of you guys probably haven't experienced Gunslinger, right? So maybe you don't understand what's going on. Maybe it's just like, you know what? Joe Montana's going to be cool, things like that. Well, he is Joe Cool, but it is what it is. I'm going to go ahead and break this down to you really quickly so you guys understand what's going on. He has unbelievable ratings in all of the throwing attributes. Deep accuracy, medium accuracy, short accuracy, looks all beautiful, great, nice, unbelievable. We know, the West Coast offense and all that stuff with Joe. If you guys watched him play, that's all exciting, right? That throw power is pedestrian. Now, you can get it up to about 95, right? Or 95, 96. Because I think ultimately the go deep gives you 5 or something too, I think. So it's like 4 or 5. So maybe you get him to like 96. But he's a field general, all right? So more than likely with that throw power, he's probably not going to be able to get Gunslinger. At least right now, he shouldn't be able to, all right? He would be OP as all hell if they let him get Gunslinger. I really highly doubt that they will allow him to do that. So because of that, it doesn't really make any sense, because if you're like me, right, and you have Josh Allen or you have Brett Favre, well, Brett Favre, the gunslinger quarterbacks, let's just say that, even like Matthew Stafford, whatever quarterback you have right now with that throw power, right? If you've been using Gunslinger, you can't go back. Like at this point right now, okay, so it is 4, because he gets to a 98 throw power. So this guy would go 91 plus 4, 95. So right now, with the way everything is, like all things being considered, if you still like Conductor, you like Hot Route Master, I had to adapt and change up my gameplay style because EA Sports wasn't allowing me to do what I wanted to do. So I had to adapt to their play style to be able to successfully get wins, right? Josh Allen meets my criteria. As a strong arm QB, he's doing whatever he wants. Field generals right now, at this point in the game, I don't know if they're going to be as decent. Now remember, he'll be able to unlock Gunslinger later on when he gets a higher overall, but right now he cannot. So it's pretty much a trolling action, because it's like they show what's really good in the game, right? And many of us have been forced to go to a QB with Gunslinger because you've played somebody that had Gunslinger and they're zipping the ball right through. Like Acrobat doesn't even react to it. Like it's so fast. So we can't now revert back to it. Now I know this, right? We could use him, get a cheaper version of Joe, like maybe just his power up that we get for free by playing the challenge, and put him as a backup instead of, the other guy that we have there right now, Garoppolo. But other than that, he's not really somebody that we can actually do anything with at this time. Now, if you still are, running the field general, you got Hot Route Master, you setting up your offense, you might be in heaven. For me, I've already experienced Gunslinger. Once you experience Gunslinger, you can't go back. Like, it doesn't make any sense. If the QB does not have it, then it's like, don't worry about it. It's all good. We're done with it. So even though he would get that, +1, well, he got +2. This is his limited. So this is already what it would be powered up, right? So he would get another sprinter. He would get +2, right? 82 plus 4. No, 82 plus 2, because he'll get another 2, so it'll be 84. He would go to 84 speed with a 49er theme team. So not not incredibly slow or whatever, but still Josh Allen goes to an 85 with the way that he is. This is the way that you have to look at it and understand what is the better opportunity. Is there a better opportunity for you to use Gunslinger and win games, or do you feel like the hot routes matter more? Because for me, the Gunslinger, once somebody gets a step, is GG's. Because the ball is going to be there so fast, they can't react. And that's one of the big deals. That's why I like the fact that EA was reasonable and allowed, the gunslinger aspect, because it's strong arm QBs right now. So I know there was a lot of complaints about, it should be more than 1 AP. No, it shouldn't be, because they don't really get a lot of other things. So that should be their main thing. I believe all the main players that have specific archetypes, like a field general, realistically, Hot Route Master should be 1 too. because that's what, you know, they're usually not as fast and stuff like that. So they should have that one main attribute be 1. So that's one of the advantages that you have, but it's also a disadvantage, you know, with a strong arm QB, because they don't get anything else that really matters. You only need gunslinger on a QB that's a strong arm QB. I really believe that. Everything else that happens as far as their stats and everything, it's gonna be what it's gonna be. You're gonna overthrow some passes. You're gonna make some, you know, ridiculous throws. That's part of the game. That's the RNG, the random number generator that EA uses in their game, that makes the game play the way it is. So nothing is actually going to be what it's supposed to be all the time. There's no 100%. And I understand that aspect, but it's just a little too random in some cases. But looking at, you know, overall what this is, I don't feel at this time that he's worth a QB change. So, you know, even if they would have given up Steve Young, see, Steve Young, I believe they're going to probably make him an improviser. He's not going to be able to get gunslinger either. So all of us with the 49er theme teams, we're going to have to accept that that's just going to be one player that we don't get the theme team with. Like, unless there's a miraculous card that played for the 49ers that's going to have that arm strength, you know, I don't know how it's going to work. We're going to always have to rely, at least for now, because once field generals get to like 96, 97, they'll be able to unlock gunslinger. It'll cost more, but you can unlock it. So it'll change the game. But you know what's weird about it? I don't even know if I want to go back to a field general right now, because honestly, to use the extra AP doesn't really matter. You have to understand what gunslinger is. You have to understand the playbook that you're using and the way to utilize it in the best possible way. And you shouldn't have much issue, because that's what I've learned, right? EA wants you to kind of just know what certain plays are stock and just use those. Like, they don't want you to do much. So with the way that they've actually tuned the game, the players don't even really, you know, run those skinny posts right. They don't run a lot of the routes that you can, except for the crosser. One of the field general things with Hot Route Master being able to do a crosser, that's huge. You know, but that's the only route that I could say really gets wide open on a regular basis, and it'll be worth it to have a field general. Other than that, Dirty Dan and all these dudes is garbage, because at the end of the day, if you throw a ball bullet pass wise, right, even if you have set feet lead, which I believe they nerf, and it's supposed to add more velocity to, you know, passes while you're standing in the pocket, that still will not get there as fast as if you have gunslinger. So again, I'm just giving you guys insight into what gunslinger actually is. Gunslinger is serious business, bro. And I had to learn that because I played a lot of people that were running. I'm like, yo, this is outrageous. This doesn't make any sense. But it actually did, because that's what it's supposed to do. Last year, we had to stack it to get what we're getting right now out of it. And I think EA just said, you know what? Let's make it the right way this year. Let's make it so the strong arm QBs get it early. We give them a decision to make. And this is part of what, you know, they were supposed to be doing early on, because now we really have to make a choice. We can't just come out here with anybody, and we can't say everybody plays the same. You can say Brett Favre, you know, Josh Allen, they play similar, Matthew Stafford, because, you know, they got gunslinger, but some of them are going to overthrow the ball more. Some of them are going to be able to be more accurate, but Brett Favre is a slower speed, so he doesn't really give you that advantage to get outside the pocket if everything breaks down. He does, but he's kind of slow, like 77 speed, but Josh Allen gives you that advantage with gunslinger. Matthew Stafford is also a slower big arm QB. Another QB that you guys were asking about, like John Elway, he had the strong arm. He would be a GOAT right now for all of you Denver Bronco fans, because he would be able to actually do what's really, really good in the game right now. The game has changed. It has evolved, and we have to evolve with it. So, you know, at this point, you're going to need to make that decision. All right, is Joe Montana good? Even for a 49er theme team, is he good enough for you? For me, my opinion right now, I would say don't bother with it. But again, you can do whatever you want, because I just realized he's going to be 94 throw power, because this is his limited. So I got to do a correction. It's not, because this is with the power up and everything. It's the limited. So he would only get +4 more throw power. So he would be under that threshold. What that means is if you have that deep pass, that deep post over the top, you're not making that throw. That's pretty much what it means. You're not going to have any opportunity to successfully be able to get that ball down the field the way you want, because EA Sports has finally done something with the throw power. They've actually shown us that if you have something under 95, the ball doesn't travel where it's supposed to, which is finally something that's genius. Like, they finally made an attribute actually matter to that point. So if you're not achieving certain thresholds and you're not achieving certain things, you're not going to see it on the field. So there is a lot of, you know, crazy stuff that's going on with the game, but that one thing I like, I was able to see the difference because I went, you know, from Dan Marino to Josh Allen, and Dan Marino was under the threshold of 95, and now I see Josh Allen, he gets that ball out there. So there's a huge difference in the factors getting the ball down the field, and me, I like to go for the deep pass. So I need somebody that can throw the ball, and like I said, unfortunately, even if you guys were to get a Steve Young, I don't think it would matter because they're not going to give him, you know, gunslinger right now. And like I said, I think most likely he would be an improviser. So you guys are going to have to make a decision on this. I don't think it hurts the Niners theme team that much. So I wouldn't really bother with it in that situation. Like I wouldn't, you know, get overly crazy with it. Like, oh my God, I got to have a quarterback. I know you guys feel like you need to do that, but you don't. You honestly don't. You can, you know, maneuver and figure out whether the players need to be there and stuff like that, and try to understand more or less what's going on. But I just think right now, with the way Josh Allen is playing for me and how, you know, Gunslinger's working, I just think he's the better card at this time. And like I said, with the improvisers and things like that, you're going to be able to see a lot of differences and things as far as the way the players, you know, maneuver themselves, the way they throw it. But you're not going to get to unlock, you know, Gunslinger for a while. It's just not going to happen. So everybody needs to make that decision. They need to decide what, you know, what they want to do, and then you have to go from there, and that's ultimately what it is. But like I said, in my opinion, he's not going to be worth it for my team. I'm not going to go after him. More than likely, we'll stay with strong arm QBs until further notice. Like I said, when they start to get higher overalls, maybe we give them, you know, conductor and gunslinger. That'll be goated. You know what I'm saying? Something like that. But right now, we stay put. We don't go crazy with the 49er theme team. We still have 3 more parts left to the Most Feared program. Let's see how that plays out before we go crazy. I'm going to see you guys and girls next time. One love, y'all.